Mark, did you hear about the guy who got his whole left side of his body cut off?
Wow. Oh, jeez. Wow. Really? You're going to open with that? God, that's pretty brutal. I mean, that's nasty. Jeez, man. I mean, what? He's dead. He's really dead.
Nah. I hear he's all right now.
You're a terrible person.
Yes, I am. I'm Brian Kwong.
And I'm Mark Ross.
We're Salesforce experts that love talking about technology and Salesforce.
We also love humor. Doesn't mean we're actually good at it.
In the Salesforce community, I'm known as the Salesforce Wizard, likely due to me wearing a wizard hat at Salesforce events.
And I'm known as Salesforce Yoda for pretty much the same reason.
You should see the ears.
We have a passion to help educate and entertain people.
So we've joined forces to create WizardCast.
We've got tips and best practices.
We talk with interesting people.
All mixed with quote-unquote jokes and humor.
Welcome
to the
WizardCast.
Hey, Brian, I've been thinking.
Yeah?
I know it's a dangerous thing to do, but I think we need a motto for the podcast.
What's a motto?
Nothing. What's the motto with you?
Wait. I think we got this reverse, aren't I?
Yeah.
The one that's supposed to be plain stupid.
Yeah, this is what happened. Brian, did you get the lines in the script reversed?
No, it clearly says Mark and Brian in that order, so we didn't
I
read
refuse
it
to
correctly.
acknowledge that moment just happened.
What would our motto be?
What would our motto be?
We're only slightly stupid?
WizardCast, refusing to acknowledge that moment just happened.
Which moment are we going to speak of? I mean, that's kind of appropriate for the last 1 minute here, but I mean, we've had a number of episodes.
Previous episode? Yeah, that's my point. That's our motto, is we refuse to acknowledge that recording you heard just happened.
Okay.
It's a fever dream.
It's a fever dream.
This is not the podcast you're looking for.
This is not the podcast you're looking for. You can carry on.
Can we carry on to the next part of the script now?
Fine.
Okay.
We would like to thank those who give us money to spend on things, our sponsors.
Except we're not actually getting any money because they're not real sponsors. You're making all these sponsors up, Brian.
One day we'll get real sponsors, and then you'll be sorry. You'll all be sorry.
If that's the day you stop doing fake sponsors, I will not be sorry. I promise you.
WizardCast is brought to you by the fine people of Woo's Seafood Palace, now featuring freshly caught squid and tascray fresh out of the sea. Our food is so good you'll scream woo! Or is that pee woo? Writing's kind of smudged by grease here, Mark.
Brian?
Yeah?
Where did you get that?
It was actually mailed, as in, like, snail mailed in. I'm not even sure how they got my address.
Brian?
Why? What?
Brian, that place is real, kinda.
I told you, these are real sponsors.
No, shut up. Brian. That is a location in my D&D game.
Well, it's nice of you to get sponsors for your D&D game.
I didn't
guess.
send it, Brian.
I know you didn't send it. Woo's Seafood Palace sent it.
I'm really freaked out right now.
You're beginning to worry me, Mark. Are you feeling okay?
I'm gonna drink some.
Unbranded cola?
Maybe we can get some unbranded cola sponsorship.
Now it's time for...
Yo, Wiz!
Awesome. We got a question from who asks, what's this I hear about D&DF? What is it?
Hang on, whoa. Who asked that?
Oh, it
What was
that?
Wait, you're just mumbling into your mouth. What? Who sent it?
No, it's totally a real person, not someone I'm making up because our listeners don't send me questions often enough.
Okay, fine. What does it say?
It says, what's this I hear about D&DF? What is it?
Ah, well, that I can answer. Okay.
That's good, because we got a question.
It's been a while, Brian, since we've done shameless self-promotion.
This is not shameless self-promoting, it's for charity.
It's shameless self-promotion for charity.
Yeah, and she's a very nice person.
No,
Lots
Brian,
of people like to help charity out.
not a person named Charity, Brian. It's the concept. It's for a group of people who need money because they're downtrodden.
And they're all named Charity.
No, they're not. They're all kids. And they're in hospitals. They're in Children's Miracle Network hospitals because they have conditions that either are terminal or could be terminal, and they can't afford the treatment that they would normally need to receive in order to have a normal life. And
that's really depressing. Although, have you ever thought of the whole
that's
concept?
life, man.
I know you play video games, I play video games. Can you
Sure.
imagine if our life was video games and if you were suffering from something horrible or got hit by a bus or something like that, all you could do is use one of your extra lives?
That is a terrible segue that I'm still going to take full advantage of. And that's because the name of the charity is not charity, it's Extra Life. See? That's really fortuitous.
Yeah, charity works at Extra Life.
Thank you for stumbling across. No, Brian. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know all the people that work for Extra Life. Anyway, it is I
want to
section.
Google that now. That would be really hilarious.
No, don't do that. Don't. We're working on a podcast, Brian. It's a section of the Children's Miracle Network hospitals that is dedicated towards getting donations from the gaming populace. And it's not something that we talk about a lot on the show, but Brian and I, myself especially, are avid gamers of all kinds. And one of the things that I actually do a lot in my spare time is either playing, running, or writing materials for Dungeons and Dragons. I actually have some written material I'm finishing up so I can release publicly. But that's neither here nor there. What we're gonna do, this D&DF16 that you heard about, D&DF is Dungeons and Dreamforce.
Where's the 16 come in?
It's 2016, Brian.
So why isn't it D&DF 2016? Because
do you call it when it's a Dreamforce? Is
Dreamforce
it always
2016?
Yes, but
when you're referring to a specific.
Now you're being overly pedantic. The hashtag is DF16, okay? Anyway.
So D&DF16.
D&DF16.
Refers to Dungeons at Dreamforce 2016?
Dungeons and Dreamforce. Come on, keep up, Brian. You're supposed to be playing a wizard of what intelligence now? Because you're one of my players.
Yeah, everyone thinks I'm going to play a wizard. I think I should play a barbarian.
You know what? I'm thinking you're playing a wizard because I know for a fact I've seen your character sheet and it says wizard on it.
Everyone's going to expect that.
When you're a barbarian, all you can cast is sword.
I'll take that. I always wanted to have nice, big, strong muscles.
Yeah.
A six-pack stomach that's not actually made out of a six-packs.
Keep dreaming. Last Dreamforce. Anyway, so yes, if you don't know what Dungeons and Dragons is, there are a few places to look. It'll give you some very good examples, but essentially it is group improv and storytelling. And while that sounds kind of weird, essentially what it's like, whose line is it anyway? Except all the people who are players are they have to be the same person throughout the entire game, and that person is defined by a series of abilities and stats, numbers, and then you roll dice whenever you want to do something, and that determines whether or not you succeed.
And this has all been organized by our good friends over at the Nerd Force podcast, John Graff and Anna Gregg.
Yes, they have basically this was my idea. But I also knew that I had no capability to actually organize and pull it off whatsoever. It was just an idea in my head, and I was thinking maybe a few of us would get together and just play in a hotel room at Dreamforce. But this has become this big thing now because John and Nana have been able to provide the legwork to make it happen. So essentially, what's going to be happening is we are going to be playing this game, and it's a group game. There are no winners or losers. Everybody contributes to pushing the story forward. There is a story that is going to be told, and that is, normally in Dungeons & Dragons, usually it's a fantasy type game, right? Kings, queens, swords, sorcery, dragons, monsters, zombies, goblins. It's everything of the Shannara Chronicles and Lord of the Rings, and everything that's exactly what Dungeons and Dragons usually is. What we're doing, what I have done, because I'm the person who's running the game, I am the dungeon master, which means I'm the person in charge of the story. I'm the person in charge of adjudicating whether things succeed or not. And I'm setting this in a new world that I am making. It's in my head. It's my brainchild. And it's all Dreamforce and Salesforce themed. It is literally taking place in the realm of Forcelandia, ruled by Lord Benioff.
That's in Oregon, right? Forcelandia?
Actually, Forcelandia is situated, I'll tell a little bit, because I've put way too much thought and effort into this. It's situated, it's surrounded, okay, so one side of Forcelandia is mostly, a very large city, the city of Moscone, and it's the size of Rhode Island. It's huge. It's about 1,200 square miles. Massive city, bigger than any city in the U.S. It's 3 times bigger than New York City. And then there's a whole bunch of kind of wasteland and mountainous area and forest area that aren't really habitable. And this strip of land that runs north-south is bordered on the north by the Restful Sea and on the west by the Oracular Empire, and on the east by the dynamic Commonwealth of the MS area. And
that's awful, Mark.
What do you mean? Come on.
I mean, I love it, but that's awful.
I know. And they aren't very friendly with Forcelandia. There's a whole bunch of story and back history that I could get into that I've written in my head, like the story of this world. But we'll tell more about that on the session. So
this is how the charity comes in, right?
Well,
So,
I'm not. Let me finish.
I thought you only wanted to tell a little bit.
I know. No, I'm going to tell about you guys.
Okay. I'll just put the microphone down and walk away. You let me know when you're ready.
So our players, I've already mentioned we have Brian. Brian is playing a wizard, of course. We have Amber Boaz, and she is playing a cleric of life and healing, which is going to be hilarious. I believe before she found religion, she was a pro wrestler. So that's awesome.
Now, you're talking Amber's character, not
Amber's
herself.
Yes. Amber's character, exactly. So she's the party tank and healer. We also have Samantha, is it Safin? Safin? Samantha Safin, who's playing a ranger.
I really want to call her Ranger Smith in the hopes that you can somehow find Yogi and Boo Boo somewhere in Forcelandia.
Stop. You're ruining my story. A ranger being like a woodsman, basically. A woodswoman, I guess, in this case, who has a goat companion, a white goat named Cloudy. And then, of course, John Graff is also playing, and he's playing a monk called Dadatello. A half-orc monk named Dadatello. And,
complete with a shield on his back instead of a shell.
Exactly. He doesn't actually use the shield because he can't use it and use his martial arts at the same time. It would actually mechanically break the rules. So he just wears it on his back so that it's like, yeah, it's funny. But anyway, so these awesome guys are going to be trying to entertain people as much as possible.
This is where the charity comes in, right? Starting on Tuesday, the 13th of September.
Yes.
At, I believe it's 8:30 Central.
Which, if you're listening to this the day we've released the podcast, it's tomorrow.
Yes. At 8:30 p.m. Central, we will be streaming live our adventures.
Live.
Yeah. And what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to make donations on the behalf of characters to help them out. For example, you might be able to donate some money to let them get a real roll, which can be a very powerful, useful thing. Or donate and let them have some sort of magical, I think we're calling them lightning components, basically a magical artifact within the world. Or if maybe you decide you really don't like John Graff because of the bad jokes he tells, you could
or because he criticizes your podcast.
Yeah. You could donate to do a disadvantage to actually try to cause harm to a member of the party.
Yes.
Which reminds me, I so need to donate. John's going down one way or the other.
And also to upgrade monsters. I will allow it to upgrade monsters as well.
Okay, that's
I,
scary.
I, I haven't told John that yet. I should make sure he knows
Yes, he should know that for his website.
that.
So, if you're a fan, we're going to be switching on Twitch. So if you know twitch.tv, and it's twitch.tv/Salesforce Yoda, or just because of the fact that we always use bit.lys here, it's bit.ly/D&DF16 stream. And that's DN as in the letter, not ampersand or and the word and or something. But
Right.
honestly, it's the Dungeon Master's Salesforce Yoda. So just do twitch.tv/Salesforce Yoda, and you will get to our Twitch site. And I believe we're recording them and putting them up
Yes.
someplace later.
They're going to go up on YouTube. And the session on the 13th is only the first. We're going to have one every week, so every Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. for 3 weeks leading up to Dreamforce. And then the pièce de résistance
Is on
will
the
be at
6th,
Dreamforce. Yes.
Thursday.
It'll be the 6th, Thursday morning, 8 a.m., because that's what we could get.
And the Marriott Marquis, I believe.
The Marriott Marquis, that's right. The M Club Lounge.
Yeah, the M Club Lounge.
At the Marriott Marquis. That's where we'll be that morning.
And that's the location.
We hope to have
actually,
a good crowd.
It's not just the final location. It's going to be the location of the Nerd Force Con 16, which is the podcast Nerd Force's like mini convention. They're going to have a whole bunch of other little games for people to play and talk to, and the last hour of Nerdfest or Nerd Force Con will be the final chapter of this, or is it the final chapter?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if we're successful, maybe we'll do this again.
Personally,
I don't know.
I think Mark is going to kill us all.
That's also a possibility. I maintain that I neither attempt to save or kill players.
My theory is
your own.
Mark is going to somehow get us into a private cloud and then just have it drop. Because from the lack of multi-tenancy. There'll be no...
Oh, jeez.
No. Going too far.
It's not NA14, okay? Let it go.
Ooh, low blow. Low blow.
But if you can't make it to any of the Tuesday events and the final Thursday event, that's fine. You can, if you would like to donate to Extra Life, because Extra Life is an amazing cause. It really does a lot of good. You can go to I believe it's extralife.org.
We'll put links in the show notes.
Yeah, you can go to you can see everything about them and what they do, and it's an amazing cause. And I've met some of these kids that get benefited from this, and they're some of the best kids. If you want to donate to them, you can't make it to our stuff. It's bit.ly/extralifenerd. And that will take you to the donation page for us, so we get the credit for helping and boosting Extra Life. And yeah.
And all donations, we're not taking a cut of them at all. They're all going to Extra Life.
Yeah, all this money goes straight to them. The bit.ly link I just said, it goes straight to the Extra Life pages. Yeah. It just means that we get credit for helping them. That's all.
And we are not shy in taking corporate donations too.
Exactly. We are going to have some specialty tiers of donations because, let's put it this way, $500 donation, that's something that, people can't do very easily. But if a company wants to specially, benefit this charity, we do have special rewards we'll be doing for $500 and up. There'll be some extra tiers that will really, really boost the party or hinder the party. I don't know if I should hinder for the super ones. Probably not. Let's be positive for those, because those are going to be like player killers. Like, everything you roll for the next 5 rolls is a critical failure. Like, that's no
natural
that's
ones.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's bad.
I wasn't planning on packing my wizard robe for Dreamforce this year because it's bulky, and 2, it's hot to wear, and 3, I personally think I look ridiculous in it.
You do. Let's establish
But
that.
people for some reason like to see the wizard dressed as a wizard for whatever reason.
Do.
So what I may do, I have not picked the number yet.
Oh God! Don't commit to something right here, right now that you don't want to do.
Oh no! This is for charity. I will do this for a certain dollar amount, which will be yet to be determined. If we get the right amount of donation, I will pack it and I will wear it for the Nerd Force Con.
You know what? We could probably get the other players, in fact, actually, to agree to a similar thing. If we get a certain amount of donation, like let's say $5,000 donated.
Well, let's come up with the number later, Mark, because we don't want to go commit other players until they agree to the number.
Fair enough. So look for that on Twitter.
Some people are wearing literally nothing but chainmail or leather.
Not literally nothing, Brian. What do you think people wore when they wore armor?
Leather. So I'm right.
They wore
Literally
clothes.
Literally nothing. Leather and armor.
No, they wore clothes underneath the armor.
I've been to Renaissance fairs. I've seen.
Oh
it.
yeah, because that's historically accurate. I was in a Renaissance fair for a year.
Oh,
believe me.
You were put in the dungeons. You couldn't escape.
Liberties are taken. Liberties are taken.
I would imagine liberties are
and
taken
not
with
just,
people
not
only
just
wear
with
chainmail.
the accents. Not just with the accents either. Oh my god.
So, join us tomorrow. Assuming we get this up on Monday. Tomorrow.
Yeah. Tomorrow. 8:30 p.m. Central Time.
It's 8:30 p.m. Central Time.
Twitch.tv/Salesforce Yoda.
And donate. It's for the kids. Have some
for
fun.
For the kids.
There will be a chat. There's a chat in there. We want to hear from you.
Yeah,
we want you to participate.
So here's the thing about Twitch. You don't have to have an account to come and watch. That's fine. You don't have to sign up for anything. If you want to chat in the chat channel, and talk to us and talk to all the other people who are watching, you can sign up. It's free. There's no cost whatsoever for Twitch. It's just a thing you sign up for and you're good. And we are hoping to be like, we're not just, for the record, we're not just hoping to be telling a story. We've got Brian and Amber and John and Samantha. This is going to be some crazy stuff. I'm encouraging these guys to be a little bit bonkers. So at the very least, it should be entertaining.
I mean, my bio is 2-3 paragraphs long, and I'm not telling any of the party members of what's in it because most of it is backstory of some hopefully really hilarious things that I want to pull off.
Exactly.
One way or another. So it should be a fun time for everyone involved. Ooh, we could do an audio chat, audio remote. We could just go WizardCast.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. That's not happening.
Why not?
Because it's annoying. What are you doing? There's no crying in Dungeons and Dragons.
We're doing a podcast. We're not crying in Dungeons and Dragons, and if it's in character, there definitely would be crying.
That's true, actually. I've seen some.
WizardCast is produced by Brian Kwong and Mark Ross, directed by Brian Kwong and Mark Ross, technical administration by Brian Kwong and Mark Ross, script writing by Brian Kwong and Mark Ross, audio editing by Brian Kwong and Mark Ross, but mainly Mark, and website maintenance by Brian Kwong and Mark Ross, Salesforce themed fantasy world creation just by Mark Ross, and our interns this episode were all the awesome kids in the Children Miracle Network hospitals who will benefit from your donations to Extra Life.
That's right. Remember, bit.ly/extralifenerd. And also, send us your interview suggestions, jokes, videos, tips, and feedback to wizardcast@thewizardnews.com or head over to thewizardnews.com and click Contact WizardCast.
Seriously, send us questions. There's no such thing as a stupid question. I'm running out of ideas for fake question asker names.
Brian is the perfect person for stupid questions.
To be asked?
Keep reading the script. Keep reading the script. Go.
Don't forget to subscribe to the WizardCast and receive our next episode automatically. Once again, I'm Brian.
And I am God when I am Dungeon Master.
We're doomed. Thanks for listening.
Bad windows.
See, do the whole podcast with my stupid accent that doesn't really make any sense.